It's time for our E3 2021 recap. First up was Square Enix. They came out with some weird Final Fantasy game. I have no idea what this is, but it's Final Fantasy, so must be good, right? Let's hope. It looked okay, but, not something I'll be interested in. But hey, if you like Final Fantasy, I'm sure you'll play it. Coming up next was a game that, well, to be honest, the trailer looked absolutely amazing. I'm a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy and pretty much all of the Marvel films, as most people usually are. And this game looked great until they showed the gameplay.
They are amorphous vermin.
Shoot first, questions later.
Chop them, Gamora.
This won't hurt much.
Smash them up, Drax. Meet your maker. Deal, boys.
From one movie to another, a game that really nobody asked for, but hell, it looks absolutely incredible. That's Avatar. Apparently, Ubisoft has been making an Avatar game. I don't know why, but hey, could be something. I see it maybe playing out like, Horizon or something like that. Maybe some sort of like Tomb Raider role to it. I have no idea. Could be cool. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, you think there's 3 movie games in this E3? There are. Xbox came out with a Pirates of the Caribbean collaboration with Sea of Thieves. To be honest, this actually looks pretty good. New story mode, new missions, cosmetics. Heck, same humor that you can expect from Jack Sparrow. I'm going to give it a shot for sure. Xbox's E3 could be pretty much summed up in this one trailer. Every single game that they announced or brought out for their showcase is coming out on Game Pass, whether it's Game Pass PC or Game Pass console. I mean, they were hitting us with game after game after game after game coming out on Game Pass. I think it was like 27 other 33 games they showcased. It was getting pretty crazy. I mean, it was hitting us pretty hard and fast. After the panic attack that they gave us from all of the Game Pass games, they came out with one of the funnier trailers of E3. And, it really didn't surprise me what game this trailer was for. I knew that they were making a sequel to it, and I'm absolutely excited for this one. We are getting another Outer Worlds story, so Outer Worlds 2 is coming out sometime. We don't know. Of course, they showed some Back 4 Blood, which is the Left 4 Dead love story, or love sauna, I guess you could say. And then they surprised us at the end with a new game from Arcane Studios, which kind of looks a lot like Back 4 Blood, but with vampires? I don't know. I'm actually pretty stoked for this game. I love Arcane Studios, so glad to see they're coming out with some sort of what I would imagine to be a co-op game. Oh yeah, and then there was this. A mini fridge. We got to see Gus Fring being as evil as he always was. Then we had Nintendo Showcase. And what do you expect from Nintendo but the very best?
Mario! Woohoo!
You mean, who am I? It's a me, Wario.
We got a new Wario game. A WarioWare game. It's just a series of minigames for anybody who hasn't played it. This is going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the one that was on DS, so I'm definitely going to be picking this up. I recommend you guys do it as well. We'll see what it's like when it comes out. Another thing they announced was a new Metroid game. If you're a Metroid fan, then you're going to love this game, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a huge Metroid fan. I play Samus in Smash, and that's about as far as my Metroid fandom goes. But it looks alright. It looks like a nice platformer. So I guess we'll have to wait and see for reviews to come out and if it's any good. One game that Nintendo did announce that I'm absolutely excited for is a new Advance War game. It's actually Advance Wars 1 and 2, pretty much remastered, built up from the ground up. But this was a game I played on Game Boy Advance and had an absolute blast on when it first came out. So this surprised me a lot. I didn't think they were actually going to make it. But I'm super excited for this. Now let's get on to the big ones. That's right, the big games from E3. first is, well, probably the most beautiful looking game out of all the games that were shown in E3, and one of the most beautiful games I've ever seen. This is an incredibly beautiful world built out here, and of course it's Forza Horizon 5. I mean, this game looks absolutely breathtaking, people.
You're breathtaking.
The game is pretty much what you would expect from a Forza game. It takes place in Mexico. The developers said that there's going to be quite a vast expanse of locations. You're going to see deserts, cities, ruins, jungles. So you're going to have a lot of area to drive around in, and this looks absolutely amazing. Again, they went out and took like petabytes of data of pictures of the skybox so they can make a photorealistic skyline. Which, of course, as you can see, they definitely did. Expect a huge inventory of cars, as you normally would expect in a Forza game. And of course, this is coming out day one on Game Pass. Like I said, every single game Xbox showed was. The next big one was one that we already looked at earlier this week, and that is Battlefield 6, or Battlefield 2042, as they officially called it. We got to look at some gameplay. And a lot of the things we discussed in our breakdown of the trailer that we saw last week kind of came true. So we know that you can call in a vehicle anywhere. There's grappling hooks. There are wingsuits. There are storms and major events that take place over the maps. The developers talked about two game modes, of course, the Conquest, and then another one that's Breakthrough. And Breakthrough is more of a linear head-to-head battle, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But the maps are enormous, so if you really want to just explore the maps, definitely jump into Conquest. That's the classic game mode where you have to take different points over the entire map. And the DICE said that there's going to be more than just one point in each individual area. So let's say you want to take over a stadium, you're going to have to take over more than just one flag within the stadium to capture the whole thing. The next big game was one that we were absolutely hoping to see, and we got a trailer for, and that is Starfield. Now, this game is being described by Todd Howard as Skyrim in space, which I am all here for. Another Bethesda employee said that this is a Han Solo simulator. Again, that sounds amazing. We got to see a little bit of in-game engine footage, and let me say, it looks amazing. Again, another beautiful game. Not quite as beautiful as Forza. I still think that's one of the most beautiful game worlds I've ever seen, but this one still looks great. And guess what, guys? We even got a date for it.
You are go for launch.
The next big game was out of Nintendo Showcase, and that was a sequel to Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild 2. They will not release the full title of the game because they're afraid it will spoil the actual game for people. But really, honestly, it looks just like more of the same. So if you love Breath of the Wild, you're going to love Breath of the Wild 2. You have new abilities, new powers that you get via the game mechanics and story mode, even one that looks like a portal. That one really interests me, so we'll have to see how that plays out. The next big one that we see is, of course, Halo Infinite. After a very rocky start to announcing this game and multiple people leaving the project, we finally got to see some gameplay for it. One cool thing that Microsoft announced is multiplayer is going to be free to play, so you won't have to worry about that. And last but not least, of course, the most anticipated game of E3, that's Elden Ring. I'm not a huge fan of the Souls games, but I always buy every single one that comes out because they're just incredible games. Incredibly hard, but still incredible nonetheless. So I will definitely be picking this up. And the trailer didn't sway me one way or the other. I was going to pick it up no matter what. But we got to see gameplay from it. We got to see some in-game footage of it. We got to learn a little bit more about the actual gameplay and story being put forth. And you know what? We also
For all of us.
got to see a date.